There's an old saying by some politically savvy people that are out there. If you want to know where establishment GOP politics are going to be in 10 years time, all you need to do is just take a look right now what the Democrats are doing. And don't worry, they'll just go ahead and capitulate into the future, because as you can see right here, Senate bill to protect same-sex and interracial marriage. Biden says love is love as 12 Republicans, including Mitt Romney and the retiring Roy Blunt, vote with all Democrats to overcome the first hurdle. Now, this isn't an attack on gay people or, especially miscegenation. Like, there's definitely nothing wrong with the different races marrying. Like, that goes without saying. It's like, okay, this isn't an attack on them. This is the attack on how far so-called conservatives or the conservative voice, the conservative party out there, shifts from their own positions, okay? Like, this was controversial. Remember, Donald Trump was the first president elected to office who was actually pro-gay marriage before assuming the office. Barack Obama? Nope. W? Nope. Barack Obama famously is, marriage, it's between a man and a woman. I think he kind of has a lot to explain on that. All things considered, the big old shoulders of his wife don't fool anybody, but long and short of it is, the Conservative Party isn't the fucking Conservative Party. They don't conserve a goddamn thing. I like Jordan Peterson a whole bunch, okay? I think he's just kind of off whenever it comes to relationships and stuff like that. But when he opines on socio-political issues outside of the scope of that, he is dead on. Because he opined on this, I think it was the first Joe Rogan podcast, okay? How he talked about how people, the only way to encroach ideas is to walk right up to somebody until they tell you to... until they tell you no, and then they take 2 steps back or 1 step back, okay? And that every single time they walk right back up to you, they just give it enough time. They'll stay off for a couple of seconds, and then they'll just come right back up until you tell them no. Then they take a slight step back until you find yourself with your heels hanging over the edge of a cliff, only the balls of your feet right there on sturdy ground, and then you figure out, and you take a look around, and you just wonder, what the hell happened out here? That is the current Republican Party. They stand for nothing. There are only a few elected members of the Republican Party that actually fucking stand for something. The rest of it is just, please Democrats, please media, please like me, please give me that book deal in advance, and oh my God, I'll just kiss up to whatever policies you want. Just please like me. Guys are fucking pathetic. Senate on Wednesday passed a procedural hurdle to end debate, on the Respect for Marriage Act, a House bill passed that would enshrine same-sex marriage rights into law. Why do they have to do this? Like, who said that they were under attack? Why is this important? Okay? Like, I understand. Like, I laid it out right at the beginning. I did not at all concerned with gay marriage, okay? Theoretically, if I was to get married, God forbid I'd ever have that much brain damage and then just decide to give somebody half of my assets, okay? But that doesn't diminish my marriage at all in any form or fashion. Like, if, 2 dudes, 2 women, okay, if they want to go out there and they want to get married to each other, God bless, go with God. And then, yeah, like, again, taking a look at my dating repertoire, interracial marriage, it's like, whatever, dude. I cannot think of a rational position to take that would be against interracial marriage. The slippery slope argument for gay marriage, on the other hand, I could hear the arguments on that one, or maybe, I guess, if you go right to the top of that slope, you would have interracial marriage, and then you'd have gay. But that's quite a thought experiment for a much more expanded minds than that, in which you're more than likely to find from your just average drive-by YouTube consumer. Not my regular user base, okay? I think that you guys are quite intellectually gifted, and I appreciate you for listening to me opine on such topics. But this would not be the bill. This would not be the bill if the Republican Party was still the Republican Party of the moral majority, right? Okay? Oh, the Christian conservatives that are out there. Would they do this? Or has the corruption of the Christian faith been so complete that no longer you can point to the passage in the Bible? I don't thump a Bible or anything like that. I just like Judeo-Christian values. I think that they're pretty good, and they've worked to raise up Western society pretty good until everything's gotten corrupted. But they can't point to the saying in the Bible, or at least the passage that's in the Bible that says a man shall not lay with another man, as justification to not support this bill. Like, they can't do that anymore. Oh, that's right, because The Republican Party doesn't actually stand for anything in this point in time. The establishment side of it is. Okay, there is a point. There is an opportunity to reform, but it's on troubled waters right now. Anyways, the bill broke a Senate filibuster with 62 lawmakers voting yes, including 12 Republicans. The bill will now go to a final vote, which will likely occur after Thanksgiving. Yeah, because the House, they just can't be bothered right now. Okay, they still got to finish counting votes for the midterms before the revised version goes back to the House for a final vote, and the bill heads to President Biden's desk. Democrats have promised to push through the gay marriage bill. Oh, why they still control both chambers? Yes, because of course, right, guys? Love wins. More emotions from the Democrats because you take a look at our voting base in this previous election. Now, what was their biggest voting bloc? 32% of the electorate was unmarried women, and they voted what, 70% or 68% in favor of Democrats. So yeah, the whole love wins. Yay, wish, woo woo, magical thinking. We need to double down on that because there's so many fucking simps that are out there. They'll just say, well, if it's good for women, it's good for everybody. Men should just man up so they can be better men. They can be better candidates for women because men need to struggle for all of their life so that a woman can just walk into their life. They can be ready for all of it and get fucked. They have warned that gay marriage and even interracial marriage rights would be at risk after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Their warnings came after Justice Clarence Thomas, he's black, by the way, wrote an opinion that privacy rights such as gay marriage and contraception would be revisited after the legal ruling established a right to an abortion was overturned. Oh my God. Look, I'll forgive you because this is Daily Mail. They are a UK publication. There is no right to an abortion. It's nowhere. You can't point to it. Even looking at the justification in Roe v. Wade, it was bad law at the time. You couldn't point to a single amendment on the United States Constitution that would guarantee the right to an abortion. And that's the same logic that Clarence Thomas, who is black and is also in an interracial marriage, also pointed to as well. It's like, some of these other decisions, they kind of are on the same shaky ground that Roe v. Wade was until that decision, and then also, Casey v. Planned Parenthood, but we don't want to talk about that one because nobody knows about that one. Roe v. Wade's catching it. It just rolls off the tongue. Kind of like a malformed fetus just rolls into the collector can of whatever Hoover's and Planned Parenthood office. Republicans who voted no said it was unnecessary because Obergefell is settled into law and has no chance of being overturned. I think that same-sex marriage, that again, the John Roberts Court ratified, so yeah. Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson, fucking based old dude, said the Democrats have used this to create a state of fear over a settled issue in order to further divide Americans for the political benefit. Ron Johnson, man, he's great, and I'm so glad that he, for whatever reason, squeaked through his election in Wisconsin. I guess I thought that one would have been too obvious, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But he's 1,000% right. Like, this shit isn't under attack right now, nor would it be. Or even if it was, let's just play with this for a second. It would just become another state's issue, just like Roe v. Wade. But no, right? It's just Handmaid's Tale. The Washington Monument's a big old cross. Everybody, all the bitches are out there just wearing their fucking, red burqas with a, goofy white Amish hat. Fucking retards. Religious liberty should not be upheld for all, and those with sincerely held religious beliefs should not be discriminated against for their views on marriage, he added. President Biden celebrated the Senate passing the first hurdle by saying, "Love is love." Another wonderful catchphrase, because again, now you're equating love to marriage, which is very interesting to begin with, and then also prioritizing emotions over logic. Those three words, two of which you're repeating, emblematic of the current state and the future state of the Republicans, but yes, the 2020 variation, and I'd argue for a few years prior to this, of the Democratic Party. Emotions, fear, panic, that's what they deal in, okay? And they were apparently rewarded during the midterms and in 2020, so why wouldn't they continue to double down on it? And Americans should have a right to marry the person that they love, as long as the government has a say in it. Just get married at a church, bro. Don't have the government involved in that. Oh, but you actually just want to micromanage everybody. I understand. Today's bipartisan vote brings the United States one step closer to protecting that right in the law. Who wrote that for Biden? Because he's out there in, Malaysia or some shit like that? Like, he doesn't even know what the fuck continent he's on, let alone what this bill was. The Respect for Marriage Act, bro, there's no respect for marriage now, will ensure that, LGBTQI+. I've seen the A's thrown in on that, a number 2, an S, an L, and all of that other fucking goof shit, but I've never seen QI+ before, but that's an interesting incarnation. What about asexual people? What about androgynous people? What about two-spirited people, you fucking bigot? Couples and interracial couples are respected and protected unless it's Clarence Thomas. Then he's basically a terrorist and protected equally under federal law and provide more certainty to those families since Supreme Court's decision in Dobbs. Bro, just take a look at the marriage statistics, how long they last, how frequently they're ended. Okay, nobody has respect for marriage. I would argue that it's one-sided very much, but the government would very much like to enshrine that because, yeah, we need to protect marriage out there because who does it benefit? Who does it benefit? The same... Answer the same single largest voting bloc for the Democratic Party. Wow. Is it any wonder why they're pushing this so hard all of a sudden? Wow. I want to thank the members of Congress whose leadership has sent a strong message to the Republicans and Democrats can work together for a fucking issue that means jack shit in the grand scheme of things. Okay, wonderful, fantastic. Urge Congress to quickly vote on this bill when I get back so that I can, I don't know, hang a rainbow flag in the Oval Office instead of a Christmas tree because, I don't know, maybe that's racism or something like that. In a vote over the summer, 47 House Republicans joined Democrats in voting for the bill. Yeah, they still suck, okay. Others who opposed the bill have deemed it a little more than political messaging since gay marriage was legalized in the Oberfell case in 2012. Yeah, exactly. And we've been stuck with the whole love is love, love wins. Instead of just like, why doesn't the government get out of the marriage business? And why is that your fucking problem? Senator Bitch Romney announced he would support the bill after his church, yeah, he's a fucking Mormon, so after, I don't know, he got the church-appointed magic underwear, or it was written, there was a little bit of extra space, like Joseph Smith wasn't completely transparent about the golden tablets that he got. There's actually a little passage, you just have to flip the tablet on its side where it says that Peter does lay with Peter, and everything's all cool with that. Okay, thanks. Just missed that little part that's on there. Okay. Lent its support for the bill if it includes the amendment to strengthen religious liberties. Bro, nobody's going to take you seriously. It's like, oh, we got your support. Cool. What about the... Shut up, Mitt. And he's like, okay. Yeah, but the senators who voted for that, Roy Blunt, retiring. Richard Burr, retiring. Shelley Moore Capito. Oh, she just got a promotion. Very interesting. I think she got Roy Blunt's old spot. Susan Collins. Wow. See a through line on this? Cynthia Loomis. Oh, another high-ranking Republican that's out there. Oh, okay. After Mitch McConnell said that he would, and very much agrees with Chuck Schumer as to the future of the Republican Party. Very interesting. Very interesting who's lining up for this. Rob Portman, another retiring motherfucker, and he's getting replaced by the based J.D. Vance. Oh, even still, I'll just go through who's actually going to be there. Jim Budd for Richard Burr, which is kind of funny. You get... a Bud instead of a Dick Burr, which is kind of funny. And the incredible Eric Schmidt is replacing Roy Blunt. Thank fucking God. And Susan Collins, I wish that she would be replaced by Mohammed Atta. Dan Sullivan of Alaska. Tom Phillips. Joni Ernst. Todd Young. I have no idea who that is. But he's from Indiana, and so was Mike Pence. And Mike Pence was also a proponent of conversion therapy. So shouldn't you be against that, bro? And Lisa, thank the fucking God you're probably gone. I don't know if Alaska's done counting yet, but wow. A lot of the usual suspects turned up for this one. Oh, see, we're bipartisan. It's the same group of fucking... can't say that one. Fruity Republicans that always seem to cross the aisle. Wow, yeah, real bipartisan effort when you have the Johnny-come-lately Republicans hopping over and helping out the Democrats. Well, I believe in traditional marriage. Oh, this is going back to stupid bitch McConnell. I believe in traditional marriage. Oberfeld is and has been the law of the land upon LGBTQ. Oh, he didn't have a plus or an I. What a big bitch. Individuals have relied on the legislation provide certainty to many LGBTQ Americans. Yes, both of them. We're really thankful for that, Mitt. We appreciate it there. Now you can go get your gay cake for your gay anniversary. Romney said in a statement on the bill, yeah, it's all nice. The Respect for Marriage Act, bro, it does nothing for marriage. All it does is just give the Democrats virtue signaling points. Our Respect for Marriage Act requires same-sex marriages be recognized in every state, and the law would repeal the 1996 Defense of Marriage Act, which defined marriage as a union between one man and one woman. Oh, you know who voted for that bill? He was a senator from Delaware at the time. Wonder what he has to say about that. Which defined marriage as a union between one man and one woman, secondly, and one government. It allowed states to decline to recognize same-sex unions that were performed in other states. The Supreme Court, the law remained on the books despite being declared unconstitutional in Supreme Court's Oberfeld v. Hodges. Yeah, okay. Senator Capito, one of the Republicans across the aisle to back the bill, says in Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization, the Supreme Court clearly stated that a federal judiciary should not be a policy-making entity. I firmly agreed with this decision and continue to believe the majority policy decisions should be made within Congress and state legislatures. Well, that's just stupid. Federal judiciary shouldn't be a policy-making entity. Okay, and that you can make that statement with a straight face while also saying that Oberfeld was a good decision? Okay. You shouldn't legislate from the bench, at least at the point in time where I don't agree with what's being legislated from the bench. Okay? I appreciate my fellow West Virginians who don't give a fuck about this. They're just wondering, hey, am I going to have a job at the fucking coal factory? No, you're too busy worrying about what people in districts who would never fucking vote for you care about. Okay, cool, thanks. But yeah, I could just continue to drag on about this stuff, but the long and short of it is, the Republican Party isn't standing for anything at this point in time. Frankly, they're just kind of kneeling for whatever the Democrats really want and expect more of this shit over the next 2 years. And if you don't do proper legwork on the rest of this stuff, especially for 2024 when it comes to nominating good conservatives that are out there like good old Ron Johnson, it's like, bro, nothing against gay marriage, nothing against intersectional, big things against that, but interracial marriages, they're all fine, and that's wonderful, fantastic, go live your life. It's just don't capitulate when this is just an obvious nonsense position, but that's what we're going to be getting because, but they were just all too willing, the big Republicans that were up there, just all too willing to suck the dick of Mitch McConnell and not fucking rock the boat because, God forbid, they lose any of their positions on any of those committees that are out there and fucking pays a lot in lobbyist bucks, so suck a dick and die. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.